Hey guys, so it is around the season of college decisions and I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about how to choose like the right college because I know this can be a very stressful time for people who are trying to figure out where they want to go for the next 4 years if they choose to do that. And I had some experiences going into the college decision process and I just wanted to share some advice that I wish people had told me when I was dealing with this, because it is very hard to deal with and process. You often just hear the same things over and over again, and it's very hard to deal with, especially when you have mental illnesses that affect the way that you're able to perceive yourself and what you want. And that's kind of what I was dealing with my senior year, so that's kind of what I want to talk about. So I think the first problem with choosing the right college is the idea that there is one right college for you. There are some people who can look at colleges online and tour a college and just know that it's the right place for them. And when they tour it, they just feel at home and they know that's where they're supposed to be. And I did not have that, and you don't have to. My problem going into the college decision process is that I was suffering with a lot of mental health issues at the time, and that made it really hard for me to feel like I belonged anywhere, and it was really hard for me to picture myself existing anywhere in the future because that was just something that my anxiety and depression did not allow me to do. So when I looked at colleges, I didn't feel super connected to any of them because I didn't know how to envision myself going anywhere. So if you're in that position and you're looking at all these colleges and you're not sure how to pick which one you're gonna feel at home in, here's some advice. There are thousands of colleges in the US specifically. Not exactly sure how the college thing works in other countries, but in the US, there are thousands and thousands of colleges, and there's more than one that's right for you. There's not one dream school that you're sifting through all these colleges to find. There are so many possibilities and opportunities for you to feel good with the places you choose. Like, you're not searching for a needle in a haystack, you're just looking at things critically and deciding based on what you want in a college. So like, what should you be looking at critically to decide where you might want to consider? If you have one or two particular majors that you're very committed to and you know that's what you want to do, look for schools that have really good programs for those majors. If you're like me and you were going into college with pretty much no real idea of what you wanted to be doing, choosing a school with lots of options is the best way to go. I chose NYU because I was kind of on the edge about doing an English major, and I was also really interested in psychology, and they also had a really great gender and sexualities program, and so I knew that I could jump between these things to feel it out and figure out what's good for me. So that gave me room to explore what I want to do rather than feeling really trapped in this very specified area of this one school and not having a lot of room to go outside of that to figure myself out. I'd also think about clubs that you might want to join and look into those and see which ones have the most appealing extracurriculars to you and things that you might be interested in. I know a lot of people use the size of the school to determine how comfortable they feel with it, and I think size is an important factor if you're choosing between two schools that you feel equally good about. And if one size makes you feel more comfy than the other, then that's a good way to decide which one between the two. But I don't think you should limit your options and say, well, I could never go to a really big or a really small school. It has to be this size. If a school has the opportunities you want and need, I would say I wouldn't let size determine whether that's good for you or not, because you can adjust to whatever size of school you have. So basically, just look for a school that has classes that you're genuinely interested in, maybe not even ones that you want to major in, but just classes that you want the opportunity to take. And if a school has a lot of options that seem really interesting to you in terms of classes, then that's probably somewhere you're going to want to go, because if you're having a lot of fun in your classes, then you're going to be happy while you're at school. But most importantly, I think you should just not expect yourself to go into a school and feel at home. If you don't have that feeling of, yes, this is where I belong, that's okay, because if you've looked at the things I've just talked about critically and you have made your decisions based on that, then you are going to be able to adjust. And that might take some time, and you should give yourself space to start to feel like you belong. It took me a little bit into my spring semester to feel completely solid in my decision about going to NYU, but hey, I am so glad I went there, and I did not feel at home when I toured it, and I can't picture going anywhere else because I love my school so much, even though I didn't feel that way when I started. And I know this can be very overwhelming, but in the beginning, you're really just picking places you might want to go, and the college process will narrow it down for you because you will get accepted some places and rejected from others. And that can be sad, but it does help you narrow it down, and you're choosing between less options, which can reduce some of the stress in a way. So you're gonna be okay, and you do not have to feel perfect about a school when you're starting out there or when you're looking at it and considering applying. And it's not fair to expect that of yourself, especially if you're just not in a good headspace about going to college yet. You're gonna be okay, and you have the tools to make this decision. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to at least one person out there. I just know I would have liked for someone to have walked me through the process in this way, because it can be really stressful, especially when you don't feel super great about any college at this point in time. Just know that that's okay, and you're gonna be able to do this, and I believe in you, and it's gonna be okay. I'm definitely not an authority on this by any means, but I do know this was just a really, really hard thing for me to figure out, and so I can empathize. So if you need any advice, any more advice, or just someone to vent to, I am here, and I will try my best to help you. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.